Hello and welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and today I'm going to be revealing a big strategy change for my Sorare gallery. This is part 2, and if you've not seen part 1 yet, I do suggest you watch that first, which was released yesterday on the 23rd of August 2022, right here on the Sorare Assist YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing why I'm changing my strategy, and of course the strategy I'm going to adopt going forward. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below to get 13 common cards and a free limited card. Also check out SorareAssist.com for more free Sorare resources, and check out my Patreon, links in the description for all this good stuff. Okay guys, let's crack on with today's content. As I say, I'm going to be carrying on with the strategy video that I started on part 1 of this little mini series. So let's continue where we left off. So with this in mind, what strategy change have I decided on? So if we go back to my rare rewards then. So based on these results, as you can see, terrible performance in Champion Europe and a terrible performance in Challenger Europe as well. Only a few tier 3s to speak of really. We have got one tier 1 in the Champion Europe and a one tier 2 in the Champion Europe and Challenger Europe. But these come really early on in the platform when there wasn't as many managers and there wasn't all the big stacks entering as well every game week. So more recently I've not been really winning many rewards in these divisions, and the amount of money that you need to put in to start really getting some rewards on a regular basis is quite a high amount. So what I've decided to do going forward in these rare divisions, the Champion Europe and Challenger Europe, is that I'm not going to be entering these divisions anymore. What I've decided to do with some of these players is to sell them to get some money together, which I'm probably going to take out of the platform, most of that, but some I will keep in to try and improve some of my other teams. I'm still going to play the Champion Asia division and the Champion America division in the rare category. Even though the rewards have not been that great, I have been getting some steady rewards in those divisions, and I have improved those teams recently as well. So I'm confident of potentially getting some good rewards come next season, especially if I start improving those teams in the off season. So I'll just quickly show you my plan for the Champion Asia team come next season. So this is the current Champion Asia team that I'm probably going to go with going forward. So I have got Dong in goal with Delbridge as well in defence. Now I think Delbridge could probably be improved upon, but he is a good stack with Don Hyun. But I will potentially evaluate that situation in defence there during the off-season. And then in my midfield I've got the fantastic Jin Ho, who would hopefully play another season next year. And I've also got Bitgaram linked up with Min Kyu for Jeju United. So I think that's a pretty good stack there of Jeju and Ichi United, and then obviously a star player in the other slot. I think stacking is probably a really good idea, stacking some players together. They don't obviously need to all be from the same team, I don't think, but a defensive stack and attacking stack is a good idea. To me, I think you can get away with a stack of 2 in the attack from the same team, and then a star player in the extra slot I think is a really good combination. Unless of course there is 3 fantastic players in one team, then you can do an all-out stack of 3 from one team. But you don't want to sacrifice a quality player like Jin Ho just to put another Jeju player that's maybe not as good as Jin Ho, if that makes sense. So this is my Champion Asia team, which I'm going to stick with going forward next season. I have of course got some backups as well for these players, but this is the best 5 that I've got currently. As I say, might evaluate that situation in the off season. And my Champion America rare team is going to look like this going forward. I've got Kai Wagner, I've got Brad Kazan who's in goal, but obviously he's injured. I think he will come back next season as a goalkeeper again for Atlanta, but what I ideally want to do is hopefully try and pick up Blake, who also plays for Philadelphia Union in the off season. I will keep an eye on Kai Wagner's situation as well. There has been rumours that he could be moving away, so I will keep an eye on that. But going into next season, I'm confident that this stack here of the Seattle Sounders is looking pretty good. So Christian Roldan is a recent pickup. Raul Radius I picked up in the pre-season, but obviously he's had his injury concerns this season, so you can hopefully put them behind him going forward. And Rusnak, I may potentially look to upgrade him with potentially Paulo from Seattle Sounders, or Ladiro if he is expected to stay at the Seattle Sounders for another season. I think that's going to be a good Seattle Sounders stack come next year. So that is why I'm going to keep the Champion Asia and Champion America teams. I think they've got a chance of still getting some decent rewards. But the cost of the Champion Europe and Challenge Europe players that are not really winning anything, I think it makes sense to consolidate some of them into my All-Star team and my All-Star Pro team. And then any surplus players that I don't need, I'm going to sell. Under 23, I'm not going to try and compete in that division. I'm not going to be buying the players for that division at the prices that they are currently. So I'm just going to concentrate on these 4 leagues in the rare divisions: Champion Asia, Champion America, All-Star and All-Star Pro. So I'm going to consolidate my best cards, aside from the America and Asia players, into the All-Star and All-Star Pro team. And obviously I can now use some of the players from these 2 teams as well, which is absolutely fantastic. If we go to my gallery, we'll be able to see some of the players that I'll be able to use now in my All-Star and All-Star Pro team. So Mandanda I'm going to be keeping to use in one of those teams, and also Sillerson as well. But I am going to be selling Akinviv of CSK Moscow. He's quite old now, and the Russia League has a big break as well, as we know, from December to March. So that's a bit of a negative for Akinviv, I would say. Plus, of course, he is quite old now, and who knows if he's going to retire after this season. Could also get rid of Bazut as well. He's not playing for the best team, quite old again, so I'm going to get rid of him. And Gulherm I will get rid of as well, because he's not getting first team football at the minute. This is going to free up a load of funds here that I could withdraw or potentially use to improve some of my other teams. Defenders, I'll be able to use players like Santos now in my All-Star team, and Mario Rue, which is 2 fantastic defensive options in any team on Sorare. This will also free up Yuri as well as a backup for some of my All-Star teams, and I've also got Philip Mwen in there as well as another option. In terms of midfielders, it frees up Cabela, Pellegrini to go into my All-Star teams, 2 fantastic players. Also Maximilian Arnold as well, Hallhauser. Oblyakov I'm going to sell, again due to the Russian situation and there being a big break in December. Plus he's an under 23 player, so at the moment I should be able to get quite a lot for him. When he's not in that under 23 bracket, his price is probably going to come down, so he is another one that I'm looking to sell. In terms of forwards, it frees up Aspas that I can use in some of my other teams as well, my All-Star teams, including I can also use Furuhashi as well, and Atate now in my All-Star teams instead of the Challenger. I will be selling Sobolov, again the Russia situation, I don't like there being a big gap there. It does mean that you're going to have to buy an extra card when there is a break in December to March, so it's another one that I'm probably going to sell. Keep Chouai is going to be a good option. I'm going to sell Skov as well. Also going to keep Alexis Sanchez, which would have gone in the Champion Europe team of course, but now he is playing for Marseille, should get some more regular game time, so there's one that I'm going to keep and probably be able to use now in my All-Star teams instead of the Champion Europe teams. So as you can see, this makes total sense, freed up some cash, making my other team stronger, which of course is going to increase my chance of winning some prizes. So that is the plan with the rare gallery. Now let's move on to the limited gallery then. So going back to the rewards here, again it's a similar story in the Champion Europe and Challenger Europe divisions. As you can see, I've not won that many rewards. Done a bit better in the Challenger Europe team though, 2 tier 1s, 1 tier 2 and 6 tier 3s. I have won a star rare in the star limited in the Champion Europe, but I think that was a little bit of a stroke of luck as well as obviously picking the right team. That's not going to happen very often without those stacks. And I have won 4 tier 2s as well. But I am going to carry on playing the Champion Europe and Challenger Europe limited tournaments. This is because I have improved the teams in the off season for those particular divisions, which I'm going to share with you now. So my Challenger limited team is going to look like this. David Roof in goal. Obviously we know there's a goalkeeper for Zenit, but obviously he's an under 23 player, so he's an extortionate price at the moment, and I think David Roof is a very good replacement anyway for the Santos keeper. So in defence I've got Douglas Santos, I've got Wendell and Malcolm, who are 2 fairly recent signings for my club in the off season, and I think that is a fantastic Zenit stack. These are probably the 3 best players for Zenit that are available on Sorare. And then in the extra slot I've gone for Steven Berghuis, who I think is going to have a fantastic season. Especially if Anthony does move to Manchester United, he's going to get more game time. But if not, I have got some other good options to slot into this position. But I'm confident that Steven Berghuis will get back into the team and have a brilliant season at Ajax. So I think this Challenger Europe team is looking really good and definitely capable of challenging for some rewards. And my Champion Europe team is looking like this. So I've got Herrera in goal. Now, of course, there was the option of getting Szczesny in goal to obviously link up with Cuadrado. But I didn't think that was an essential signing because Cuadrado can score fantastically well even without the clean sheet. So I have gone with Herrera in goal. He's got a really long contract as well with Osasuna. Certainly capable of getting plenty of saves and plenty of clean sheets. As we know, we've got Cuadrado in defence there for Juventus, and I've also got Danilo as well as a backup for him if needed. Gone for a bit of a stack here in Savic and Immobile. I've also got Luis Alberto, but it does seem to have started the season on the bench. If he does come back into the team though, I will probably slot him in instead of Alexandre Plea. But Plea is another fantastic card that is capable of getting plenty of high scores most weeks as well. So I think this Champion Europe team does potentially have the potential to compete with the Bayern and PSG stacks when they do have a quieter week. If not, I think they're still capable of maybe getting some tier 2s or tier 1s. So it's another team that I am going to be entering in this season, see how it goes, and I'll make any necessary changes as we go. So the Champion Asia then, so again that's another team that I'm going to carry on with, so it's done not too bad here. Look, as you can see, I've got a star limited, I've got a tier 1, 3 tier 2s, 5 tier 3s, which I don't think is too bad. And the Champion America has not done as well, so no star limiteds, no tier 1s, 4 tier 2s and 5 tier 3s. But it's another team that I've made some new signings for, and the Asia team have also improved slightly as well. Again, I'll show you these two teams now. So the Champion Asia team I'm going to go with for the rest of this season and next season as well, all being well, is an Ulsan Hyundai stack here with Young Woo, who's absolutely fantastic in defence. I've also got the goalkeeper as well for Ulsan Hyundai, of course. Got the fantastic Jin Ho in midfield and Bitgaram and Minkyo. So as you can see, this stack here is similar to my rare stack, and I think it's a team that could do really well in the Champion Asia division. And my Champion America team is a little bit similar to my rare team, except I have got Blake in this team, which is fantastic. So I've got a Philadelphia stack there. Got Ladero, Christian Roldan in midfield, and I've also got Raul Rodriguez up front as well for Seattle Sounders. So a really good stack there of Seattle and a really good stack there of Philadelphia. I think stacking is going to be really important in Sorare with the current format, and this is what I've gone for here in this Champion America team. And in a full season, if these players all still play, and still at the clubs of course, I think this team's going to be certainly capable of getting plenty of rewards. Roldan and Radius are quite recent signings, so I've not really had a chance to experiment with this lineup that much this season. So as you can see, 4 pretty solid teams there going into the rest of this season for the Asia and America lineups and next season as well, and also decent teams as well for this season in the Champion Europe and Challenger Europe. We'll see what sort of reward to do getting these teams, and then potentially reassess the situation based on the results. So the All-Star Limited team did well. I've got 1 star limited, 2 tier 1s, 10 tier 2s and 18 tier 3s. So I think this is another team that's going to do really well. My All-Star Limited team is going to be featuring the likes of Carles Gil, Cecina, and I've also got the rest of the team made up of a Ghent stack including Davy Roof, Negdu and fantastic Comes in midfield. Now the under 23 team, as you can see, has not really won anything here. So only won 3 tier 3 rewards with the under 23 team. So what I've decided to do is I'm selling up that team, apart from a couple of players that I will be utilising in the specialist division and maybe the all-star team as well when needed. So I'm going to be selling most of those players because, as you can see, I've not been winning rewards in that division anyway. The cards are really expensive due to their age, so I am going to cash in on them. I think that makes sense. Again, I'm going to withdraw that or use that money to improve my other teams. I'll still be entering the specialist and underdog divisions. I think these are fantastic divisions to enter if you are on a smaller budget as well. Really good opportunities as well to win some cards, including some rare cards as well in the specialist division, which I've not done yet, but I am going to be able to focus on these divisions a little bit more with freeing up some funds from the under 23 division and of course my rare collection. So I'm really confident in this decision going forward. I think it's the right one for me personally. especially in the rare division, selling off some of my champion rare and challenger rare players, and the really good ones I'm obviously going to be utilising now to make my all-star teams a lot better, and also maybe competing a little bit more in the All-Star Pro, even though I do just have rare cards. I do have one super rare card, as you can see here, but it is one that I'm going to be selling. It's a defender for Zulte, and obviously because I'm selling Bazut anyway, there's no point in keeping that card anymore. And the card that I'm going to be playing in the All-Star Pro now is probably Douglas Santos of Zenit, so he's probably better than 70% of the super rare cards that are available in the defender slot. It'll be interesting to see what Sorare do in terms of the rewards on Sorare. I think they do need to increase now, with there being more and more players, more and more cards. It will be interesting to see if they do decide to increase the rewards or come up with some new divisions, things like that, because we do know that the bigger galleries are dominating the prize pools with those big stacks worth thousands and thousands of pounds, which a lot of people don't really have that sort of money to put in a fantasy football game. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, if something does change and they do come up with some divisions, then I may look to obviously buy some cards to enter those divisions with the cash that I'm going to free up from selling some of my cards from the Champion Europe, Challenger Europe rare teams, and my under 23 limited team as well. So it will be interesting. I'll monitor that, but we don't know what's going to come in the future, so I'm going to go off the information that's available to me here and now. I've made this decision based on the information and the tournaments that are currently available, and also the prize pools that are available as well. So what do you think of this strategy change? Do you think it's a good idea? What's your plans to try and increase your success on Sorare? Do let me know in the comments section below. This is obviously a big topic at the moment on Sorare, one that may die down over the coming weeks, and as I say, Sorare may even come up with some new solutions to help please more of its fan base and users. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you did like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below to get a free limited card and 13 common cards. And you can also follow my Patreon and check out SorareAssist.com as well for more free Sorare content. Okay guys, thanks for watching as ever. Good luck in the upcoming game week, and I'll see you again soon.